I'm an EMT. I came here to help people, not get the beat out of me. You keep trying to take my picture. I don't know what he's doing with it.
Let's go. Yeah, get the out of here.
Not welcome to New York. We don't like Proud Boys all things.
Can you tell us what happened?
I need the police to pay my subway. Do you guys have an extra
You
Metro
don't
card?
have the car, is what you're talking about.
No, my buddy
has the ticket for the car.
And the car's in the lot?
Yes.
And where's the lot?
My validation won't work on the parking lot. These crazy rules in New York. The Proud Boys apparently had to retreat and run away because they went to harass some more folks at yet another one of these drag story events. This time it was headed by Attorney General Letitia James, and New Yorkers were out. And as you heard, there was some colorful language, and they ran the hell out of there. But to just put an extra bit of humiliation on the pride of these Proud Boys, one of them also got arrested because they were messing with folks too. Watch.
Let's go. Back up. We're good. All right, let's get an A over.
When your pride is based in covering your face with masks, that apparently I thought were dangerous to you, but then also coming and harassing folks for living their lives, you end up looking like that. How proud is he now? Is he going home like, yes, perfect day? Because there was one more of them that was apparently whisked away as he met his match from a couple of counter protesters. I guess he wasn't expecting anyone to do anything. Let's watch.
Step back, guys.
I do want you to. I want you to. I want you to. That you do, bro. 5'5". He's walking up on me. Cameras on, guys. Cameras on. Hands on.
Perfect. You're from New York area. Is this surprising to you that this is the response that they got?
Not at all. Welcome to New York, baby. This is what I would expect. This is some good New York hospitality for anyone who's a white supremacist. It's so weird that the Proud Boys are like, we hate big government, we hate the commies, but when they're in New York, you can hear the counter protester, sort of nagging them about this. They expect an escort from the NYPD through the subway. So you want government armed forces to escort you through the city, but you're such a big, tough guy, but you can't be by yourself in the city of New York. I'm not surprised. These folks are not as tough as they say they are. They're clinging to this kind of old societal structure that's the only one they know, and that this is how they're spending their free time. It's just agitating people in the streets of New York City. I'm telling you, everybody they encountered that stopped or even went out of their way to say something to the Proud Boys had more important things to be doing with their time. But when you have folks who are white supremacists go into a city that's diverse like New York City, that's built on communities that are extremely diverse, communities that are there that have fought white supremacy. There's a lot of people in New York who have migrated fighting fascism, and that's how their families have roots in that city. So that's about what I would expect from New York. I think it's a beautiful welcome for the Proud Boys in the Big Apple.
What if they're going to pay attention to that welcome and understand that this thing, this bubble that you put yourself in of conservative media that told you that you're on the right side of history with this, that you should go harass people and you think you just walk away because they watched it happen in, I don't know, Tennessee, Alabama, Ohio, I don't know, and think they can get away with this. It's just not really going to work out. But what they will say now is, look how violent they are as they show up with guns, show up with weapons, and then they show up aggressive and start coming for folks. But then once it gets pushed back a little bit, just like any other bully story you've ever heard, they cower, they turn, and they run. again, it's why they're carrying their guns, because they can't fight. But they want to start those fights. And after those fights start, they get to crying about the entire thing. I have one more question though, because of the pundits that talk about drag shows, the politicians that are trying to form legislation against the LGBTQ plus community consistently, as if they have nothing else that they could be focusing on, are they gonna come forward and talk about how much they're proud of the Proud Boys? Because they incited the Proud Boys to do things like this. They have also incited other folks to run up in libraries and start threatening folks in drag that are reading or doing a performance at a club somewhere where adults hang out. They incite people to run up and start shooting these types of places up. So when you see this happen, are you proud of them? You keep pushing them to do it. Either you're against it or you're for it. Someone needs to ask them every time. If there was another one of these groups of Proud Boys showing up at an event and they got run off, do you think the people of New York were wrong for this? Because now you got to choose a side. Because they like to incite. Then when it happens, they shut up real quick. This close to cursing.